What's going on, everybody? And this is Women Everywhere at the one and only Intellectual Radio. So what's going on? I know you guys missed me last week. I completely apologize. I had some family affairs that I need to take care of. Family is important, so that definitely was on my agenda. However, Gigi was here with tons of things going on, and we had a guest with about talking about some informative information as far as water, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But last week's show has a lot to do with this week's conversation, as well as some of the previous shows that we have discussed as far as the environment awareness. And so if you have not seen those previous episodes, I encourage you to check our website, tvradiowe.com. And on that website, you can find all of our archive videos, because I know we have some new viewers, some new listeners. Thank you. Shout out to you guys for tuning in with us today. But go back, check out our website, check out the old shows that we had, and get in tune, see what we're talking about, because we will refer back to those shows, because all the stuff that we talk about is definitely relevant and shouldn't just be talked about once and pushed off to the side. Yeah, so last week, as far as our real quick recap, we had a guest, and from the surgeforwater.org, and it's a non-for-profit organization that advocates clean, sanitized water global wide, which I feel like is important. We had a discussion on the intake of water, but the conversation as far as last week, as far as the cleanliness of water, has an impact on the intake of water and certain things that I like to discuss about that today. But really awesome to have the guest here and to discuss these different alternative and these different organizations that are getting involved with the community, with the world, in order to produce or to keep our world safe. And sorry. Mic check. So yeah, definitely felt that our guest last week was really important, and just regardless with what we have to talk about as a community and as far as today. But yeah, let me get you caught up on what's been happening today. Obviously, you see we're gonna play Where's Gigi. Last week you got Gigi, this week you got me, but we're gonna play Where's Gigi today. Honestly, I'm not really sure where Gigi is. However, she's been keeping me in tune with a lot of the things that have been going on with her. And if you guys do not know what's going on in Gigi's world, in the pageant world, sorry guys, what's wrong? Oh. But yeah, so as far as our Where's Gigi? So Gigi's been on quite an escapade lately, and the Gigi brand has been on an escapade lately as well. So if you guys have not been following Women Everywhere or Gigi Carrero, you guys definitely need to go hit those like buttons, hit those follow buttons. You can do Felicity Whitson as well, and Intellectual Radio as well too. But Gigi was in New York for New York Fashion Week and International Miss Runway show, their second fashion show for fashion designers. Gigi was invited to come out to New York Fashion Week and present the Gigi brand, which is awesome, because now I said, we are Women Everywhere, and this is literally what we stand for, is being able to be in different communities and spread the brand, spread our word. So if you are anywhere in the United States, anywhere internationally, please give us a call. Let us know what's going on. We're at 708-223 8953. If you have an organization, if you have a business, if you are you an artist, do you have something important to say and you feel like we should talk about it and we should discuss it? Let's get in contact. We are here to not only educate people about what's going on in our worlds, but we want to be educated on what's going on in your world too. And that's the only way that we can properly connect, is if you connect with us as well. So like I said, if you have anything you would like to talk about today and give us your chime on some of the topics that I will be discussing today, please feel free. Like I said, 708-223-8953, because I can sit up here and I can talk all day. And especially right now, I'm talking to my engineer, but when I have Gigi, it's great to have a conversation with Gigi. But today I'm here by myself, so I need you guys to call in, have a conversation with me, have a conversation on our webpage, Women Everywhere on Facebook. You can have a forum, or we have a social forum on our website. So if you'd like to discuss anything that we're looking in on that. And so, yeah. A lot of information all thrown at you all at once, but definitely stay in tune with us. Now, I know we have to talk about this because it's about that time. Every year, we come into this beautiful summer. Everybody goes outside. Everybody's at the beach. Everybody's going swimming. Everybody's wearing their crop tops like I am today, and their shorts and their skirts, and for the gentlemen, your beach shorts and cloggers. I don't know what you guys wear during the summer, but that time, unfortunately, is coming to an end. If you guys have not noticed, the last couple of days has definitely been a little bit cloudy, some rainy weather over here in Chicago. I don't know about elsewhere. Normally, I like to say it's always sunny in California too. Hopefully, they really need it. But yeah, it is that season where, as a transitional period, where now it's not as hot. It's starting to cool off, or it's hot during the day and it's starting to cool off during the evening. And you're probably like, okay, Felicity, this is the seasons and you're in Chicago. Why is this relevant? Like, come on. No, this is relevant because a lot of people don't realize that during the shift of seasons is the highest, this is your increased possibility of becoming sick or taking an illness, viruses. You know, you got that, I don't know if you guys experience it. I experienced it really bad during the winter after the snow has melted. I don't know why, but I always get really sick. I try not to. I try to stay up on my vegetables, stay up, my sleep, take care of my body. But something about when the snow melts, and it's like all these germs are just released from under the ground. I don't know. It's crazy. But a lot of times during these shift of seasons, people become sick. A lot of it is simply because of the way people are dressed. We are now, with the season change and it's becoming colder, we're still wearing these summer outfits. So I'd like to encourage you guys to just be mindful of what your day looks like and where you're going to be throughout the day and how you're dressed. Take a sweater. You never know, especially in Chicago, if it's going to snow, if it's going to rain, or if it's just going to be cold. And like I said, is one of the biggest reasons that a lot of people get sick is just because of the shift in the weather, and they're not properly covering up or taking care of themselves. Making sure you're eating your fruits and vegetables. I don't want to be that health nut on TV right now, but I'm going to be, because it's important. A lot of people forget. You talk about fruits and vegetables. I don't like them. I don't like broccoli, all that stuff. You forget that these fruits and vegetables are literally medicine. Is literally whole medicine that you're not getting over the counter as far as a pharmacist or a big corporation, pharmaceutical corporation providing you this medicine. These are natural medicine that you have. Hopefully, if you're buying organic and non-GMOs. And we talked about that in a previous episode where Gigi talked about some of the top 10 genetically modified foods, and you'd be quite surprised how many people have probably all 10 of these in their kitchen. So if you'd like to know a little bit more about what those are, check out those archive videos. But not only with this season and this seasonal change, I've definitely been seeing this one scent and this one flavor, and it's this thing like pumpkin spice season. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I don't know how you feel about it, but like everything is pumpkin spice. Like all your candles now are pumpkin spice. All your drinks are now pumpkin spice. You got pumpkin spice body spray. What is it with this pumpkin spice that everybody is so excited? Like, why is this only a seasonal thing? Is it because the pumpkins are only seasonal during this time? I'm curious. If you guys know, or you guys are pumpkin spice fanatics and know why this is a thing and why we need to pay attention to pumpkin spice season, please tell me, because I'm confused and I'd like to know. I'm not a big fan on pumpkin spice. I like pumpkin pie, and that's probably about it as far as pumpkins. And I really do like cinnamon. Cinnamon's really healthy for you. So I don't know. Why is this a thing? If you guys can help me out, please let me know if it's just another consumer marketing gimmick. I wouldn't be surprised either. But yeah, I thought I'd be curious to see if anybody has any input on this pumpkin spice season trend. I don't know. Is this considered a trend? It sounds like it. You know, it's like, oh my gosh, pumpkin spice season. They're like making memes about what a pumpkin spice consumer looks like too. Like, I don't know. I'm confused, but it's out there. And definitely not only with just the pumpkin spice season, but with the fall aspect. What does fall fashion look like? I really wish Gigi was here today, and maybe we'll talk about this during our next show next week. But what does this fall fashion look like? I don't know about you guys, but for me personally, because I'm from California, so everybody's going to be a little different internationally. For me, summer, that's my season. I like the crop tops. I like the skirts. I like to show skin. Simply because I just do. I like to show off my muscles. That's probably But I'm always so hot, and TMI, but like because of my athlete and being so like physically fit, it's like I don't know a lot of you guys realize sweating is actually good for your body, and a lot of people that sweat profusely are either really healthy or they sweat profusely because they're really unhealthy and their body is really trying to get rid of those toxins via sweat. Me, I'm a sweaty athlete and I'm working out all the time. And so for me, wearing a crop top all the time is nice. It's cool. I like to stay cool. For some people, they don't feel comfortable necessarily in a crop top or in certain summer outfits. So fall is their season because it's fashion, and there's fall jackets and the colors. I really like the green, the olive green color. I really like orange. They just look really good on my skin tone. I don't know if that's why people like this fall fashion, is because of the colors and the way that they looks on their skin tone. I know that people have been talking about this fall fashion is simply because they can put more clothes on and they can actually create outfits and put wardrobe stuff together. That's probably like Gigi's expertise. So I'm going to have her definitely talk about this fall fashion and why is it such a craze that these fall fashion colors are out and why people love fall fashion. I'm curious. And if you have loved fall fashion, please tell me, because I'm new to seasons in general, and for seasons like summer, I know, but like fall, winter, and spring, like I kind of know spring because I know that spring means softball season. That's what I grew up on. I played softball. My mom still coaches softball. You know, that's softball. Spring is softball. So I know what spring is. But like spring and summer are just almost exactly the same in California. So for me, being in Chicago is like actually my first time really experiencing seasons. And so, even though I've been here for about 5 years, I'm still trying to integrate myself in what this seasonal wardrobe is supposed to look like. Like for me, it's like one extreme to the next. Like either I have summer clothes and bathing suits, or it's winter clothes and sweatpants. Like there's no fashion in between. Unless like and those that probably follow me, you're like, you're live, Felicity. I see you in other things. Okay, so let's say there's three extremes. It's either extremely summer outfits, minimal clothes, extreme winter clothes, or it's extremely dolled up. And then like the fashion and making up outfits in between. Like I don't have time for that. But that's Gigi's expertise. But yeah, I'm just kind of curious why, people are really excited about this season. I personally really like fall because it reminds me of the holidays, and it means the holidays are approaching and family time is approaching. And for me, during the holidays, I always go home. So for me, the fall time and winter and that this season is special. Be a family. Some people they like the fashion. Some people like the events. I don't know. Are there any hot events specifically going on for fall? I don't know. Let me know because I'm curious. I know that now that summer is ending, there's not going to be all these beach events. There's not going to be all these outdoor cookouts that I enjoy. So I'm going to need, and we, Women Everywhere, are going to need some new events to check out while we are coming on these colder weather. So if you are throwing an event and would like to share that with us, we would love to share that with our viewers, with our supporters. Get in tune with us. Like I said, Women Everywhere. We are on social media. We have our own website, tvradiowe.com. And yeah, stay in tune with us. We'd love to see what you're doing and love to be a part of that. Now, back to where's Gigi. Like I said, I still really don't know where she's at exactly at this moment. However, we just talked about her experience in New Year's Fashion Week, and I really would love to hear a little bit more about that. But that isn't the only thing that's going on in the Gigi brand world. Now, if you guys have not heard yet, Mode Culture, her Gigi Carrera has now a magazine, Mold Culture. And if you have not had a chance to look at that magazine or check a preview out, like I said, you get in contact with Gigi, get in contact with Women Everywhere. We'll definitely get you a copy of that. You can get a digital copy online for, I think she says, $19.95, or a printed copy for $19.95. Here's our printed copy right now. We have a beautiful line going on. All of Gigi brand, her fall fashion collection is in here. What I think is cool is if you actually see or follow Gigi or have picked up the magazine, what I love about Gigi is as an artist and as a designer is that she designs outfits specifically for the person. And, of course, that custom made aspect. And you come across so many designers that specifically only make outfits for tall, slender models or only short, curvier models. The thing what I love about Gigi is, and the way that she creates her fashion is she just creates it. And whether it be an individual that's coming to her custom made or whether it just be a line that she sees and she creates. When she creates that outfit, each model that is modeling that outfit, it's almost as if it's customly made for that model. Like not all models are going to be able to fit into anything and everything, but as an artist, she has that ability to create something, whatever size that may be, and be able to look at a model and say, I feel that your personality fits this outfit the best, and so I'm going to put you in it. And I really experienced that with Gigi firsthand. I was doing the show with Gigi. She says, hey, look, after the show, I'm doing a photo shoot for my brand. Do you want to come out? I could use an extra model. Sure. I only have one pair of heels in my bag, and hopefully that matches. And she had an outfit that matched perfectly. I'm actually in the Mold Culture magazine. If you haven't checked it out, not only in her outfit at Union Station, but I also have an article that talks about just your basic fitness and just how to get started. Really simple. I try to be simple. When Gigi announced the magazine going out, she put me on blast, like, "Oh, you have an article. Let's talk about the article." And she put me on the spotlight, and I sat and really wasn't ready to talk about what my article was, and just because sometimes when I wrote the article, it was just genuine. Like I just wanted people to know kind of how to start and how simple fitness and health can be. And so when she asked me to talk about it, I had a hard time explaining really what I was trying to my message was in the article. At the end of the day, simplicity is the key. And so I really encourage you guys, if you have not checked out the Gigi brand, or if you guys are looking for some motivation into health fitness, definitely check out my article and see what's going on in there. And what's going on more with Gigi in the world. We got fashion shows coming up. We got this launch party for this magazine coming on the 23rd. So lots of things. You can see us everywhere. Get in tune with us. But yeah, we're going to go on a quick break. And when I come back, I'm going to talk about a few different things and let you guys know where our guest from last week kind of plays into my conversation this week. Thank you for tuning in. Come back with us, Women Everywhere, IntellectualRadio.com.
Que eu quero passar. Hoje o samba tá ficando animado e o que eu quero é sambar. Este samba que é missa de marcação, é samba de preto velho, é samba de preto sol. Um samba como esse tão legal, você não vai querer que ele chegue no final. Frente que eu quero passar. Este samba tá ficando animado e o que eu quero é sambar. Este samba é missa de marcação, é samba de preto velho, é samba de preto sol. Mas que nada, um samba como esse tão legal, você não vai querer que ele chegue no final.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm your host, Felicity Whitson. We are Women Everywhere, and you are tuning into IntellectualRadio.com. Thank you for tuning in if you are joining back with us, and if you're tuning in for the first time in your very life, welcome. We are so all the social media platforms, our website, TV, radio, we.com. Check us out. So back to the subject. I didn't mention this, and I feel like this is really important to talk about. And so we'll go here for a little bit. And I don't want today to necessarily seem like a rant. And I don't necessarily want to go too deep into politics just because politics is so sticky. But I want to come at you or bring to you or some light on a couple of political topics. A lot of controversy, a lot of emotion involved in it. And I just think that people need to be aware of what's going on. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion, but at the end of the day, it's important to become educated on what, you're one, not only that you're talking about, but what's going on in the world. I feel like a lot of times, it's like, okay, hi, I'm Felicity, and this is Felicity's world, and what's going on in Felicity's world is only what Felicity sees. And I feel like we are, so many of us as individuals, we do that. And even so much so where you come across a person that, for instance, you see every day, they're smiling, they seem so happy, they seem like they got their stuff together. And then the next day you hear that, or not even here, you might find out in the midst of this conversation that they had somebody pass or that they're going through some sort of struggle, and you would have never had any idea if they had never said anything. And so I just like to bring that up is because there's a lot of things going on in your world and other people's world that we don't necessarily know what's going on firsthand as far as experience it, or even know as far as it's not even being talked about. And so I just want to encourage people to, and encourage our listeners, our supporters, everybody, just to be aware of not only your own life, but what's going around you, and just be considerate. I know sometimes that, it's okay. It is okay to be selfish and have need time for you or need to do things for you. That's okay. But there's a fine line between, for you, your selfishness is for you, and this is going to bring you good, and my selfishness is going to also take away from everybody else. Yeah, it's a little thin line. But back to what I wanted to talk about. So, as we know, today is September 11th. And there's a lot of different emotions, a lot of mixed emotions involved with today. I'd like to first and foremost say rest in peace for all those individuals that passed away during that time. All the individuals that sacrificed their life to go to war, our troops, I just want to say thank you. And I want to also, give peace and love to those families that also lost individuals during September 11th and the two different attacks that occurred that day. And so the reason why I do bring this up is it is irrelevant. Today marks an event in history, and we're going to remember this every time, and it's important to remember and pay our respects to the individuals that were lost. There's a lot of different things going on, a lot of racial tension, a lot of different protests and things going on. And I think that in the midst of everything, people forget that we are all people. We are all human beings living on the same planet. We're all living on the same ball. But once we start adding in different regions, different languages, different religions, different belief, that's when we start to become different. That's when we start to become unique. But at the end of the day, we are all human beings trying to live on the same planet. And I feel like we forget that. Although I see a lot of ignorance within social media, a lot of ignorance among people. And it's just a simple fact of the lack of education, but not only just a lack of education, the lack of desire to want to be educated, and the lack of desire to want to understand what is going on. Now, some people are fine with he say she say stuff, and that's genuinely how they get their information. Now that could be for a lot of different reasons. Could be the lack of literacy or lack of confidence, lack of understanding what resource is reputable or what. There's a lot of different factors that can contribute to that. But I see a lot of things on Facebook, especially talking about on a 9/11 sense, and you have all the different things going on and all the different social media and all the different news coverage on the different individuals right now in the NFL and different organizations that are not putting their hand at the heart for the national anthem or taking a kneel and all these different things in their own with their own reasons. But at the end of the day, it's a matter of respect. We do have to respect people and their opinion, but we also have to respect the individuals that were sacrificing their life or even so lost their life and had no part, or it's hard to sometimes it's hard to articulate how I feel about this, because it really hurts my soul to see how hurtful we can be as people. And you have all the Black Lives Matter and you have all these different things, and you see so many negative comments that are put on with the memes and different posts. And a lot of these individuals aren't even really doing their research or even talking out of knowledge, but they're talking out of emotion. And so not only is 9/11 just really important as far as an historical being, is it's it's interesting because there are a controversy and a lot of different beliefs on this day, and everybody's going to have their own opinion. However, like I said, I encourage everybody to just be really mindful of the things that you say and how hurtful they could be, and depending on what they are. I seen somebody made a comment on Facebook upset about individuals keep posting about 9/11 and kind of downgrade the event. And it's at the end of the day, there was a lot of people that passed. There are a lot of people that suffered, that were injured that day. Black, white, blue, green, of every religion, of every color. People were hurt. And so regardless of how you feel at the end of the day, whether put yourself, if that was your family member, one of your family members, and there's a lot of people out there that had family members or knew a friend that was in the building. So just be mindful of these things and be mindful that everybody else is going through something. Also, this day is important for me because my sister's birthday is today. And so happy birthday to my sister, Jordan. I'm probably not watching this right now, but I want to say happy 20th birthday to you. I can't wait till next year. And I hope you can really enjoy this birthday in some sort of sense. It was crazy because we actually had, remember like waking up and saying happy birthday and then everything else just being so sad for the rest of the day because of the event. And so every day, unfortunately, on her birthday, we have to reminisce on this tragic event. However, I am glad that we get to celebrate your birthday every year. So happy birthday, sis. And I hope to see you soon. And yeah, everybody out there, just really, like I said, want to just kind of shine some light on that and see what's going on. If you guys have a family member or a friend or an individual that was lost during the 9/11 and you'd like to pay their respects internationally, please give us a call. We'd love to, put their name and give them some honor for that loss. Our number is 708-223-8953. So, from one political thing, sorry, but there's a lot of things going on, and I feel like there's a lot of people that are blind to it. I know that for myself. And somebody say, "Oh, you watched the news today, or you checked out the newspaper?" And for a while, I was like, nah, I don't like to watch the news because it's sad. Every time I get on the news, it's something sad. Oh, unfortunately, for some reason, that's news. News isn't always good. It's good and bad. You get a mixture, but there is the reason for the news and the newspaper. And of course, you want to pick a side or a station that, holds true to your beliefs. But at the same time, too, I was doing, I wish I had the, if I find it, I'm going to share it on our page. But I was reading an article that talked about conservative individuals had a lower IQ than individuals that were open-minded or less conservative or more liberal individuals. And the reason why that has to do as far as it was saying, you think about it. If you are conservative and this is my belief and this is the only thing that I believe, and I don't want to hear what you're talking about because this is what is true and this is what I believe is true, you're limiting yourself from different resources, different knowledge, and different ideas that allow you to become more enlightened, to become more educated. But the reason why I brought that up was just because there are different newspapers, there are different news stations, there are different everything that are going to cater to your needs or to your beliefs or to your opinions, whatever that may be. But at the same time, don't limit yourself to just those stations, just those TV programs, because at the end of the day, you want to still be involved in, I would hope you would want to be involved in the community, and you don't want to just go based and talk out of opinion or just off of feelings. You want to properly defend yourself and what you believe, not just because you heard this and you heard this or you think this and you think that. No, because I researched this, because I found evidence. So just educate yourself a little bit more. But definitely for me, my biggest thing is lately I've just been trying to be more conscious of what's going on, not in just my world, but the world around me and the community around me. And yes, it is sad when you wake up in the morning, you turn on the news, and in Chicago, I'm sorry, you guys, to talk about it, but in Chicago, when I'm looking on my Facebook or looking on the news, and it says that we've hit 500 homicides, and this is the highest increase of homicides at this time ever in history. This is sad. It is sad and it is hurtful. But you have to think about it. Not only is this is sad and this is hurtful. We need to start to think about what can I do in order to change it or to help change it. A lot of people look at it like, oh, I'm just one person. I'm not going to change the world. No, you as one person can change one person's world. And that is like a domino effect. And I feel like sometimes we forget that as people. Like if you as a person chose to dedicate a couple extra bucks to go and become a big sister or a big brother to underprivileged or less resource individuals, kids, that one person that is receiving that mentorship, you can change their life forever. Take them off the streets or give them something to do after school. You as one person, you'd be surprised how you can impact one person who can impact another person. And so definitely I feel like we need to get more involved as a community and just being aware of what's going on in other people's lives and what's going on around the world around us. And I was making a statement as far as to last week's guest having an input on what I wanted to kind of talk about briefly today. And that has to do with, if you guys are unaware, or if you guys are aware, whatever, I'm going to talk about it real quick. And it's a big political stance. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to put too much of a political information, my political beliefs into it as much as just information. Those that do not know. And the reason why I talk about this today is because it involves everybody. The Dakota Access Pipeline. You haven't heard about it? Check it out. Google it. You can Google Dakota Access Pipeline. And it's a big thing right now. And if you guys aren't aware and you haven't checked it out yet, I'm going to give you a rundown. There is a large protest going on in southern North Dakota. And it's for the protest against the Dakota Access Pipeline. And you guys aren't aware of this, it's a pipeline that's supposed to go from northern Dakota through the state and into Illinois. And this has been going on in construction since about April. And the reason why right now is a big thing is in North Dakota, you have a Indian reservation. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing this wrong. The Standing Rock Sikas tribe, I think that's how you say it, is a tribe in North Dakota that these companies are trying to build this pipeline through their land. Now, of course, if you guys know your little bit of history, after a lot of the myths back in far in the days, the United States government gave the Native Americans land for the Americans stealing land. Nonsense, right? But it right now is a big uproar and a big protest because it's literally as if the U.S. government is breaking these Native American treaties from years ago. And it's not a simple fact of the U.S. government breaking the treaty as much as it's the destruction of the home and the land of these Native Americans. But also, too, if you think about it, from North Dakota to Illinois and all these states in between, you have a large oil company that's going to be pumping oil through these countries, oil through these states. And there's a concern as far as water safety and environmental safety and what that's going to do to our environment. The Native Americans, they are concerned about the chemicals and certain things tampering in the water. Can't we all relate in some sort of sense? You're dealing with Flint, Michigan. You're dealing that has an increase of lead in the water. Not only in just Flint, Michigan, you got Calumet City has large certain areas of showing large increase of lead in the water. Think about it, you guys. Like I said, we all live on one giant globe, the world. And the world is made up almost, I don't know the percent, almost 80% of water. Now, if we're tampering into the water, or we are building things constantly where we're tapping into the sense of where we might not have clean water, or you hear the whole global warming and is global warming true or not, you look at the research on what we're doing to our ecosystem and how that is going to affect us long term. And I feel like we don't really look at the long term and we just think about it now. And a lot of the times as we as people we are consumers. If you guys didn't know, just a simple fact of, okay, we are consumers. You look at more than probably about 90%. I'm not sure as far as this percentage, but an extremely large percentage of our products, whatever's in your hand right now, pick it up, look at the back of it. Where is it made? It is made, a lot of our products are made in China. You have so many factories in China, so much production, so much smog pollution going on in this country, where the native individuals, so the Chinese individuals that are living in their country, are purchasing oxygen masks and oxygen tanks because the oxygen in their country or in their region isn't safe enough to breathe because of all the production and the different industrial factories going on. Could you, like, and we're just, if you were just here in the United States, just imagine, we see individuals with the oxygen strap because they are ill and they need oxygen. Do you have to imagine every morning, every night you wake up and you step out of your house, you have to have an oxygen mask and roll around an oxygen tank? There's something wrong with that. I don't know about you guys, but there's something wrong with that. Now, not only is it only our air now, we're dealing with our water, the things in which water we put into our soil that grows our food. Now we're already having issues as far as the tampering and the production of food. Now we're looking at it as what kind of things are we ingesting from our water? People won't drink tap water, refuse to drink tap water. I personally don't care. At the end of the day, if there's lead in the tap water, there's lead in the tap water. At the end of the day, this bottled water isn't going to be any better for me because at the end of the day, this bottle is still made out of plastic. It's still made out of chemicals. And my water still has to sit in this plastic chemical bottle. I don't know. Just think about it. And just fermenting in this plastic chemically made bottle. I'm just saying. I just think that we, as individuals, we need to be more conscious of more conscious of our consumption. We talked about in previous episodes as far as the percentages of food waste, how much food is actually wasted. I think we came down to about $5 a day. A person waste about $5 a day in food. Talking about where does this garbage go? When we every Wednesday, every Thursday take our garbage can to the end or to the alley or whatever where do they take this garbage? They're dumping it in a landfill, they're dumping it in the ocean, they're burying, all these different things. What is this doing to our environment? And I feel like, oh, Felicity, like, you don't be a tree hugger. No, like, this is for reals, because it's going to get so bad where we can't survive, and it is so bad in certain areas where we can't survive on the oxygen that's supposed to be created naturally. Or we have to take certain medication because all of our foods, for the most part, are so high in cholesterol, high in fatty foods, high in sugar, that now more and more individuals are suffering from chronic disease. We also talked about that in another episode about the top 5 chronic diseases and what's going on with that. And so a lot of the things that we're consuming as individuals, we are not really realizing of how much it plays a role in our life, not only today, but tomorrow. And when you turn 80, or if you even make it to 80, they say the life expectancy right now for an individual is about 78 years old. That's great, 78 years old. However, if individuals, and I feel like that number is just because doctors have found a way and medication to prolong that health. But these individuals, who's to say that they're getting to 70 years old and they're not healthy? I think I have to go back to some of my research, but it talks about almost about 50% of individuals not being unhealthy or having one or more chronic diseases because of the lack of exercise, because of the lack of nutrition. And I understand that there's a lot of different factors that play into this, as far as economic resources, financial, all of that stuff play a part. And I understand that. However, I'm just, like I said from the jump, I'm just here to encourage you to just open your eyes a little bit about what's going on, not only in just your world, but what's going around you and other people's world. And at the end of the day, it does start with you. If you are a parent, it is important for you as a parent to become healthy, make these healthy initiatives, and do the research in order to provide the proper information for you and your family. Now, a lot of times I feel like, people look at, and it is the case sometimes, it is the case sometimes that financial resources have a lot to do as far as how healthy you are, as far as, okay, can I go to the store and buy, I have a family of X, I have this amount of money, can I go to the store and can I buy fresh fruit, or should I go through the McDonald's drive-through, and all these different factors, and as far as financial budgeting and everything like that. You'll be surprised how many food pantries give out free healthy food. You'll also surprised as far as how many farmers markets are now accepting EBT food stamps and all of that different things for individuals that are on a fixed income or are receiving financial assistance. Your resources are out there. There's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of things going out there, and all you have to do is Google it. I know it sounds, you got this shirt, people say it all the time, but it's true. And when you do that, like I said, today we look up Dakota Access Pipeline, look up 9/11 conspiracy. You can look up so many different things. All you have to do is type it, and Google will automatically start to generate what you are probably saying. Food for thought. I'm just here, and I'm just another person, right? Hopefully impacting you guys, and hopefully you can impact somebody else. That's the end of our show today. My name is Felicity Woodson. I was here talking about conscious eco thinking and consumption. So if you guys definitely want to talk a little bit more about that, get in contact with me. This is a topic that I'm really, really trying to get more involved in, and I'd like to hear more people's opinion on it. So like I said, happy Sunday, everybody, and enjoy your evening or day. Stay warm, stay cool, all of the above, and peace and blessings to everybody. We are women everywhere, IntellectualRadio.com. Peace.